Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Edoggz Reviews. Today I will be taking a look at the Transformers the Movie Studio Series 86-26 Leader Class Dinobot Swoop, made by Hasbro. This figure is for ages 8 and up. So without any further ado, let's get the box out of the way so we can focus more on the figure. On the left, this is what the box looks like from the front. We have Swoop in his ult mode, flying from the left to the right. On this side of the box, we have Swoop flying to his right, to his left, and he's either breathing fire or he's shooting a laser. You can have your choice there. On the back of the box, we have him in the robot mode on the front. We have a whole bunch of accessories which we'll go through. We have 21 steps to get it into his ult mode. We have a backdrop titled Battle of Autobot City we'll take a look at. On this side of the box, we have an up and close picture of his face. I should say his ult mode face. Studio Series 86-26 and leader classes on the bottom. On the top, it just says Transformers the Movie there. On the bottom is a barcode. On the back, there is a manufacturing, trademark licensing type of thing on there. And that's about it. Inside the box, you get this backdrop. Battle of Autobot City. You can put them on there. You put them whatever pose you feel like. You can use this or you cannot use it. You can store it away like I do. Now here is the figure up close. It stands approximately about 8.5 inches tall. This is what it looks like from the front. This is what it looks like from the side. This is what it looks like from the back. And this is what it looks like from that side. Now inside of the box, you're going to get a whole bunch of accessories. Let's go through those. So you're going to get these two things. And these used to be spring-loaded cannons, and they would shoot projectiles. And these are not the same or anything like that. But I do wish they had put like a red tip there for the trigger, so that you can duplicate the toy, which will come back a little later on in this video. Now you can place these anywhere you want. I'll give you some suggestions. You can do this seeker style, where they're on the shoulder. Right, so you have that kind of look right there. You can do it that way, or you can swing them down. Or you can have them that way. Another way you can do it is by putting them on the back. And again, you have two options here. You can have them down, or you can have them up. But what they really want you to do is put them in the front. Right? So you have a hole there and a hole there. Right, so all we have to do is just make sure those are straight and make sure the wings are out like that. So you have that. Now, another thing you're gonna get are these two rubber-like plastic, missiles or projectiles or something like that. They're supposed to represent the projectiles that came with the original. Let's keep it that way. So, and you just plug those in. And you have that look right there. We have two more to go, and we'll get into articulation. And Last but not least, you're gonna get two swords. This sword is his thermal sword, and it has a peg on here for the alt mode. Let me just put that over there so you can see it. That's for the alt mode, and this is for his hand. You can put it on either side you want, but I like to put it on this side whenever I see a peg that's on either side. So it's going to be on the opposite, if that makes any sense. And then we have Grimlock sword, and again you're going to have the peg. You can put this in the opposite side. And you can do whatever you want with these swords. It's totally up to you, right? Another thing you can do, let's say you don't want to use Grimlock sword, you can actually put it on his back like that, and you have that look. You can do it that way. So we're going to go into articulation, and we're going to get rid of those, right? So we're going to start from the arm. So the arm could go out like this. There's a swivel at the bicep. There's 360 degrees on the wrist. There's 360 degrees on the shoulder, but you have to move the wing back to get that. And two, you need to put it at an angle so you can get it all the way around without hitting anything, like so, like that. You can just bring that back. We'll talk about this in a second. Bring the leg up like this, and you can bring it down all the way back like that. It's double jointed knee, but that's also for the transformation. Sometimes you hit a ratchet system working, sometimes you won't. You can bring it out on the leg like that. There's swivel here at the upper thigh. There is an ankle rocker here. You can bend it all the way if you need to do that. Now going backwards, let me see how I'm going to do this. You can bring it all the way back to there until it stops, and then you can bring the back foot all the way back like that. I should say back leg all the way back there. And again, you can do the same thing on the opposite side like that. You can turn it like that if you need to. Bring that down. We have a swivel at the waist, but it's going to be limited. So you're only going to get that far if you want to turn it this way, and that far if you want to turn it over that way. The head is on the ball joint. You can move it up. You can turn it around in a circle. You can kind of make them emote just a little bit, just a tiny bit. Now for the wings, let's turn this around for the wings. Right, the wings can expand. So let's go through it. So right now there are 6 inches apart from here to here. If you want to undo this, bring this out. Like so, you're going to get about 11 inches from here to here. Now, if you like the other configuration, let's say you want to undo this and put it down there. From here to here, it's about 13 inches. Now, there is another configuration for this. You can bring this back like this. You can have that look from the back, and it's going to look like this from the front. So that's another option you can do. Or you can just keep this up. Go back to normal, right? And the wings can move. Oh, that's not supposed to move. But the wings can move like this if you need to. And there is a butterfly joint inside of the shoulder that allows you some more movement there. So you just grab the shoulder and you can pull that out. Same thing on the other side. You can grab that out. You can see this piece right here. And that is it for that. So we're going to start transformation, and we don't need to take the We don't need to take the missiles off. They can actually stay on here for the transformation. Right? So what we're going to do first is we're going to focus on this part right here. We're going to bring this down. We're going to take the head. We're going to disengage it from his shoulder like that. And we're going to bring it down like that. And inside of his head, there's going to be a little notch there. You just bring that up like that. Right? You want to split the chest apart like so. Like that. I'm going to bring the beak and the head up all the way back. All the way back like that. Now this part of the transformation is going to be a little difficult when you first get it. It works similar to Sludge, but this one's a little bit tougher. I'll explain that a little later. And we're going to bring these arms out. We're going to bring these arms out. And you want to shift this inside like that. I'm going to shift this inside like that. Right? You want to close this up. Now, the first time I did this, this would not close. There would be a big seam here, and I had to use a pair of pliers at the base to actually clip these together, just to keep that a note. Now, since we're here, we're going to take care of the arms. So you just take the hand, disconnect it from that side, and you bring it in. Disconnect the hand, bring that, and bring it in. And we can bring that down. And we can bring that down. For right now, we could bring the head all the way down like that, but we're not done. All right, so first you want to disengage the feet by bringing down the heel. So just flip these down like that, flip these down. And from here on out, you take the foot, you bring this around like this, and bring it like that. Let's take the wings, bring those out. Now, a little bit of quality issue for me. Which one is it? Is it that one? Yeah, it's this one. This one doesn't really tab in solidly at all. I'm not using any kind of like muscle behind that. It just doesn't want to click. But if I do that, there's some resistance there, but this one doesn't do it. And you take the legs and you bring this all the way back on the knee. And there's going to be a peg here and a peg there. There's going to be a port inside of the foot, one there and one there. And you just plug those two together. Right, make sure all of this is together here. Make sure that's straight. Right, so for the arms, you're going to see a peg here and a hole there, and there's a peg there. I mean, there's a hole there and there's a peg there. And you want you to plug the arms into those. And you can use that butterfly joint. Same thing on opposite side. You want to just plug those together. Use the butterfly joint to help you with that. And let me see. I want to straighten that up just a little bit. And there you have Swoop in his pterosaur mode. But if you're that person who is a Power Ranger fan, this will be your pterodon bird, if you will. And you can have him in this configuration or that configuration. Right? You can do that. Or you can stack this on top. You stack this on top here. And you can have that look there. Another thing you can do is we can take these rubber things off. And we can use these special effects parts that came with Jetfire. Hold on, let me get the other one. And we can have something like that going on. If that doesn't work for you, we can go with the mediums. Let's put the mediums on here. You can have that, right? Another thing you can do here, actually, let's keep this one. You can open up the beak. And then there's a peg inside, and you can plug this in here. Close the beak up and kind of duplicate that picture where he's just flying across and he's spitting fire out of his mouth. You can do that. All right. Okay. Put these back on. Before we go back into the robot mode, let's say you want to set him down in this mode, right? So what would need to happen is you need to figure out where these wings are going to go. So they need to go down this way, right? Like that. And in this mode, he stands about 5 3/4. That's from the feet to top of here. If you want to include this, that's 6 1/2 by my measurements. Right. And again, you still retain the ability to make the wings move. If you feel like, you can make the head move up, but not too high, because you don't want to open up this hole here. But you can get it that far up, and you can get it that far down. It doesn't turn left or right or anything like that, but that's what it does. Right? Now, to compare this with the G1 version, we do not have the landing gear that used to pop out of his chest. We don't have the spring-loaded cannons or projectiles. Just move that out of the way. And I think that's about it. Now, there is a second version of Swoop, and that will be the Diaclone / toy version. Just to briefly go through it. The main torso would be red. This section right here, I'm not exactly sure if it's black or blue, but these little boxes here, are black, and these parts are still the same color. Now, what I would like to have seen is this red continue on to the feet there, but it does have some nice Autobot symbols there, one there, and one on his beak. So yeah, we're just gonna have to wait a little longer for the toy accurate version, but this is fine for me for right now. Now let's do some comparisons while we got it here. We're just gonna stand it. Right, we're gonna flip these back because they're gonna get in the way. So first, we're going to bring in Beast Wars Megatron, and we're going to bring in Pterosaur. He's the same. they got some things in common. I would say these two. These will be, excuse me, these will be the like the best comparisons of the two. This will be something modern, and will be something like classic. So give you a view of that. Let me see. Let me get this out. Get this out. So here you have these two from above. You have these two from the side. Let's move that head up. That don't look right. So you have that from the side. You have that from the front. And we're going to stick them over here. And we also have Dinobot, who is a raptor. So we have like the full set here, pretty much. You're going to go that route. But if you don't like that team, hold on, let's move that way. If you don't like that team, we can bring in a different team. Let's get these out of here. We have Sludge, who is still missing a sword, and he is a Brontosaurus. We have Snarl, who is a Stegosaurus. And last, I want to say last, we have Sludge, which is a Triceratops. So you have those four there. Now I do have to find a flight stand for him, and Sludge is still missing his sword, and Snarl is missing a handgun. We're going to turn it back into the robot mode. And again, the 21 steps doesn't even feel like 21 steps, to be honest with you. So we're going to start with the feet. So the feet can just stay like that. And what you want to do is you want to undo the legs first. Bring this all the way back to the front, like that. Same thing on opposite side. Bring the leg, bring that all the way back. This one has the ratchet, but the other one doesn't have the ratchets. I wonder why that is. You want to take the toes. You bring the down toes like that. Do the same thing on the opposite side. Bring the toes down, bring like that. Take this blue thing here. You want to bring this up, right? And it's going to clip into place. Do the same thing on the opposite side. Bring this blue thing up. Like that. Next, you want to fold up the wings here. And you want to keep it just like that, just for a little bit. You want to disconnect the wings from the arms. You want to bring back the head if you haven't already. And this is the difficult part when you first get it, because you have to figure out how you're going to get this separated. And you can try it this way. That's not going to happen. It didn't happen for me. So what you have to do is you want to take the arms and you want to use these as leverage. Don't go too heavy or too strong trying to separate these. You don't want to break your figure. You just want to slowly just separate those like that. And you want to bring this all the way back like this. You want to bring this all the way back like that. Then you take the beak and the head. You want to bring this all the way over like that. You want to take the chest, you want to bring it in like so. Right, so we want to turn the bicep here. We want to get this arm out. I should say his hand out, excuse me. Right, like that. Get in here. All right. There you go. Right, so you undo this piece right here in his forehead. Undo this. We bring the head back. You clip it into place. Take this piece right here, flip this back. Now, before I finish, there is another difference between this version and the Diaclone version, and that is the beak, the head and the beak. On the Diaclone version, this will be like a tinted, transparent piece of plastic, and you can see inside of it. And there's supposed to be like a pilot's cockpit type of deal, or a chair that lets a humanoid like pilot the Transformers. So you have that. You're gonna take this, you can bring this back, and there is a tab. So there's a tab here and there's a hole there. So you just plug these two together. Like that. And there you have him in his robot mode. You can give him his sword, put it in his hand. We can also bring out another comparison. Here is Grimlock. You give him his sword, which makes him complete now. And since we're on the subject of Grimlock, there is one more, I should say two more versions, but we're just going to focus on the one, and that is the comic book version of Grimlock, which comes packaged with 5 swords all together. I don't think I'm going to go in on that, but hey, we'll see what happens if I can get a hold of the swords by themselves. But until then, I'm going to make do of these JRC design swords. This one is for sludge, and this one is for sludge, and this is so difficult. This one is for slag, and this one is for sludge. That's how we're going to do it. So they're going to stay in play until I either replace them or find more like these. Let's keep it that way. So we're gonna bring out his other people's. We're gonna bring in, let's bring in Snarl. Let's put him there. We're gonna bring in Slag or Slug. Put him in there. We're gonna put Sludge in the background. And we're gonna get one more person where I'm gonna put him. And we're gonna bring in Cupped, so he can tell these guys some more war stories. And there you have it. I want to thank Asha Pernica. Thank you. Sorry for mispronouncing your name. Pernica. Ryan Chan, Juliana, and Eugene Animated for becoming a member of this channel. Comic-Con is in about 2 more months. Animated Con just finished, I believe, on Sunday. So I hope you got to see that. And if you enjoyed this video, or if it helped you in some way, please give it a like. If you have any questions or comments, put them down below. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in the next video.